Hello fanciers. Welcome back to the Game Dog Caribbean channel. The content you experience here is fictional and for entertainment purposes only, something like a Harry Potter book, or the story of the Avatar, The Last Airbender and content of that nature. Please like, comment, and share this video and click on the bell icon to be notified whenever new content is posted to this channel. For this episode, we will recount the Warvention 23 convention hunting trials that took place in the winter of 1923. These hawk hunts were an effort to place a control on the escalating wild pest population in the area at that time. The farmers and hawk hunters had a very good working relationship, and it culminated into events such as the one we will report on today. Show number 1. ABMK's Young Boss vs OWK's Caesar, males, set at 45 pounds. Referee, HRK. For this hunt, both clubs were bringing some prospects to the trail. OWK was using some of their own blends while ABMK was bringing out some of the alkaline stuff after a late replacement in the keep. At the scale, ABMK's Young Boss, 45 pounds, 0.7 ounces. OWK's Caesar, 44 pounds, 4 ounces. From the release, both hunters met their hog in the middle with Caesar working the boar's head while Young Boss was shooting for the shoulders and chest. Young Boss eventually got his hog to the mat showing good strength and dominance while Caesar began faltering, getting pinned by his boar. Caesar managed to get his boar out while the ABM threw in the towel while arguably ahead on the hunt after some hits to the head and face. Winner, OWK's Caesar, one-time winner in 48 minutes. Show number 2. LGK's Freddy Krueger vs HSK's Boyka, males, set at 45 pounds. Referee, CCK. For this hunt, both clubs were bringing some prospects to the trail. At the scale, LGK's Freddy, 45 pounds, 2 ounces. HSK's Boyka, 43 pounds, 9 ounces. The breach by the LGK team was overlooked and they made their way to the scale. From the release, both hunters met their hog in the middle with Boyka on the head trying to keep his boar out while Freddy was hitting his boar's shoulders and chest. Boyka was looking like the stronger catch dog on the hunt while Freddy was playing heavy defense in the face, causing some damage. Boyka began to fade due to damage sustained to his gear and began hitting the mat. At this point Freddy was ahead on the hunt and hitting up his boar in the throat. Boyka got onto his boar's leg on a last attempt to subdue the hog, but the boar got him out. Freddy continued to dominate on the trail and the HSK team threw in the towel. Winner, LGK's Freddy Krueger, one-time winner in 41 minutes. Show number 3. DSK's Bloodman vs CMK's Law Boss. Males, set at 45 pounds. Referee, HRK. For this hunt, both clubs were bringing some prospects the trail. At the scale, DSK's Bloodman, 43 pounds, 14 ounces. CMK's Law Boss, 45 pounds, 1 ounce. The CMK breach was overlooked, and they made their way to the trail. From the release, both hunters met their hog in the middle with Bloodman going to the leg and shaking viciously while Law Boss tried to get his boar out by the muzzle. Bloodman was showing good dominance and kept getting in on his boar's legs, shoulder and back end occasionally while Law Boss was on the defense trying to keep his hog out. Law Boss eventually got his hog out by the head and stayed there backing up. There were no out of holds or turns for the first 35 minutes. Bloodman continued to push, getting into his boar's front end more often while Law Boss was slowing down on the trail. The CMK team eventually threw in the towel at the 43-minute mark. Winner, DSK's Bloodman, one-time winner in 43 minutes. Show number 4. DIK's Zikro, one-time winner, BCD vs CCK's Ralph. Males, set at 42.5 pounds. Referee, CCK. For this hunt, the DIK team was out to pick up their second ribbon with their direct son of champion Red Crow. CCK sailed in with one of their champion Rayo Big Meat Grand Champion Croata blends to get the job done. At the scale, DIK's Zikro, 42 pounds, 8 ounces. CCK's Ralph, 41 pounds, 11 ounces. From the release, both hunters met their hog in the middle with Zikro going to the chest and shoulders shaking viciously as Ralph went onto an early defense trying to keep his hog out and not looking very settled on the trail. Zikro moved to the boar's front legs and continued to dominate as Ralph was still on the defense trying to get his boar out by the muzzle. Ralph began swapping with his hog and got into the shoulder and chest a few times but did not maintain. At this point Zikro was clearly ahead on the trail while putting his boar to the mat on occasion. By the 20-minute mark a turn was called and acknowledged on Ralph, and then soon after he tried to exit the trail but his boar pulled him back on course. The swapping continued until near the 25-minute mark when Ralph tried to flee the trail once again and the CCK club threw in the towel. Winner, DIK's Zikro 2-time winner BCD in 25 minutes. Show number 5. 7PK's Alpha 1-time winner versus PTK's German. Males, set at 41 pounds. Referee, CCK. For this hunt, the teams were coming to prove their stock with 7PK going for his second ribbon and German going for his first. At the scale, 7PK's Alpha 1-time winner, 40 pounds, 4 ounces. PTK's German, 40 pounds, 6 ounces. Both hunters made the contracted weight, and the hunt was on. From the release, both hunters met their hog in the middle with Alpha showing early dominance on the trail in the boar's throat and shoulders while German went on an early defense trying to keep his boar out on the face. Alpha was looking like the stronger catch dog on the hunt as German was still defending. German got onto the face and rode the ear trying to wear his hog down while Alpha began heating up on the other side of the trail. German eventually got into the front end shaking viciously and dominated for about 5 minutes while Alpha was on the defense and recovering. By the 30-minute mark Alpha was back up and showing dominance on the trail again for another 10 minutes. German eventually got back on top of his boar hitting him in the front end and muzzle, but this was not for very long. Alpha caught back up with his boar on the hunt and established dominance once again, and the PTK team threw in the towel at the 46-minute mark and both hunters completed a courtesy scratch. Winner, 7PK's Alpha 2-time winner in 46 minutes. Show number 6. DIK's Boyka vs RCK's Police 1-time winner. Males, set at 40 pounds. Referee, CCK. For this hunt, RCK was bringing back out their police male that picked up its first ribbon at an earlier event that year. DIK on the other hand was working with the prospect to get the job done. At the scale, DIK's Boyka, 39 pounds, 14 ounces. RCK's Police, 39 pounds, 7 ounces. From the release, both hunters met their hogs in the middle with Boyka all over his boar while Police was not yet very settled on the trail. Swapping commenced shortly after with Boyka going to the front end and legs as Police tried to establish control on the face and muzzle. A few fangs were called, acknowledged, and undone with Police looking very enthusiastic on each handle. A turn was called and acknowledged on Police and he was also showing other signs but never out of the race. Boyka began fading as his boar was doing a number on his face. Handles were achieved and after a few scratches each Boyka stood the line on his turn to go and Police made a convincing scratch to end the hunt. Winner, RCK's Police 2-time winner in 1 hour and 24 minutes. Show number 7. LCK/10K's Brzy vs RRKW's Shadow 2-time winner. Males, set at 37.5 pounds. Referee, RCK. For this hunt, the LCK team was bringing out their prospect to try and prevent the RRKW team from picking up their championship ribbon. At the scale, LCK/10K's Brzy, 38 pounds, 7 ounces. RRKW's Shadow 2-time winner, 37 pounds, 13 ounces. Both hunters breached the weight stipulated so it was a wash, and the hunt was on. From the release, the hunters met their hog in the middle with both going to the face, shoulders, chest, and back end in turn. The swapping was even and Shadow protested in frustration with his boar on the muzzle while Brzy was trying to maintain control on the head and face. A fang is called acknowledged and undone. Swapping continued with Shadow showing good speed and strength on the trail. Heading into deeper waters on the trail, Brzy begins to fade further and when handles are achieved fails to make it across. Shadow was well ahead on the trail at this point and completed an explosive scratch to end the hunt. Winner, RRKW's champion Shadow, 3-time winner in 1 hour and 39 minutes. Show number 8. HGK and the Crew Slick Boy vs 7 PK's John Pao. Males, set at 37.5 pounds. Referee, CCK. For this hunt, both clubs were bringing some prospects to the scale. At the scale, HGK and the Crew Slick Boy, 37 pounds, 4 ounces. 7 PK's John Pao, 36 pounds, 8 ounces. Both hunters met the contracted weight and the hunt was on. From the release, John Pao meets his hog on the other side of the trail and proceed to dominate the hunt. Slick on the other side of the trail is arguing and trying to get his hog out. Slick eventually gets his hog out and pushes for the back end but is quickly taken out by his boar while John is still looking very much in control on his hunt. Slick continues to have a tough time on the trail and begins to protest while John continues to dominate his hog, hitting the boar in any spot left open. A turn was called and acknowledged on Slick and when handles were achieved he refused to continue. John Pao then made a convincing scratch to end the hunt. Winner, 7 PK's Alpha, 2-time winner in 31 minutes. Day 2. Show number 9. GS9K's Deathpool vs STJK's Trouble. Males, set at 37.5 pounds. Referee, CCK. For this hunt, both teams sailed in to participate in the event and were using their own yard blends to get the job done. At the scale, GS9K's Deathpool, 36 pounds, 14 ounces. STJK's Trouble, 37 pounds, 4 ounces. Both hunters made the contracted weight, and the hunt was on. From the release, both hunters met their hog in the middle with Trouble showing early strength and skill, hitting his hog all over. Deathpool on the other hand tries going to the back end but with limited success. Trouble begins heating up near the 20-minute mark and his boar goes in on him for a short stint. Deathpool on the other side of the trail is trying to establish dominance, still shooting for the back end and not changing it up very much. Trouble eventually recovers and continues to dominate on the hunt. Handles were achieved, scratching commences, and Deathpool stands the line just over the 30-minute mark. Trouble then makes a convincing scratch to end the hunt. Winner, STJK's Trouble, 1-time winner in 36 minutes. Show number 10. CLK's Prospect vs DBDK's SLR. Males, set at 35 pounds. Referee, HGK. For this hunt, the DBD team sailed in to prove some of their direct championship stock in a very fast-paced arena. The CLK club were longtime veterans of the sport that showed up with their own blend to get the job done. At the scale, CLK's Prospect, 33 pounds, 10 ounces. DBDK's SLR, 34 pounds, 13 ounces. From the release, both hunters met their hog in the middle with CLK pinning his boar in the shoulder, forcing a protest, while SLR on the other side of the trail is off to an early defense on his boar's face trying to get him out. CLK continues on the offense trying to establish dominance on the trail while the SLR catch dog is still on the defense and hitting up his hog in the chest and front end on occasion. CLK begins heating up on the trail and SLR proceeds to capitalize on the hunt, gaining a convincing lead, dominating his boar about the throat and chest, pushing and prancing, showing good strength and ability. A turn was eventually called on the CLK hound and he was still trying to get over his heat wall. SLK continued to dominate his boar and going for the finish. The CLK team eventually threw in the towel and both hounds completed a convincing courtesy. Winner, DBDK's SLR, 1-time winner in 32 minutes. Show number 11. DWK and the nation's president vs PPK and De Cruz Bloodworm. Males, set at 35.5 pounds. Referee, HRK. For this hunt, the DWK team was bringing out another crow-bred prospect while the PPK team was working with the Eurotrash Blood Money Cross to get the job done. The last time these teams met, the PPK team outhunted the DWK and the Nation's AIDS Gill in short order with their Lexa dog, turning Lexa a champion in 8 minutes. The DWK team was out to level up the score, but not if the PPK team had something to say about it. At the scale, DWK and the Nation's president, 35 pounds, 1 ounce. PPK and Zikrow's Bloodworm, 35 pounds, 1 ounce. Both hunters were within the weight stipulated and the hunt was on. From the release, both hunters met their hog in the middle, with President slamming his boar in the face while Bloodworm went on the defense trying to get his hog out. Bloodworm quickly got his boar out and adjusted to the style, forcing his boar to the mat. President on the other side of the trail was trying to keep his footing but was eventually overpowered by his boar. Bloodworm continued to dominate, forcing protest on the trail, hitting up his hog any spot left open. The DWK team appeared to be outdone on this hunt and threw in the towel in 13 minutes. Winner, PPK and the Crew's Bloodworm, one-time winner in 13 minutes. Show number 12. SFK's Prospect vs DBDK's Champion Tsar, 3-time winner. Males, set at 32 pounds. Referee, HGK. For this hunt, the DBD team was bringing back out their international champion Tsar, 4-time winner that was a direct son of championship Rom. Tsar was used as a late replacement after the original prospect got injured during preparations. SFK was bringing out one of their own blends to get the job done but were unaware of the resume they were going up against. At the scale, SFK's prospect, 32 pounds, 12 ounces. DBDK's champion Tsar, 31 pounds, 11 ounces. The SFK team surrendered the deposit, and the hunt was on. From the release, both hunters met their hog in the middle with SFK showing some early dominance, pinning his boar to the corner and forcing protest, while Tsar is off to an early defense on the other side of the trail. SFK continues to dominate early on the hunt while Tsar is trying to get his boar under control on the other side of the trail. SFK begins heating up and the pace slows down on the hunt while Tsar begins swapping even with his hog on the trail. Tsar proceeds to hitting up his boar in the chest and throat while SFK begins heating up and hitting the mat on occasion. Both dogs were in and out of their heat wall and showing good recovery. SFK eventually began to fade on the hunt and showing signs that he wanted to quit on the hunt. The out-of-hold count was completed just before the hour mark and handles were achieved with SFK to go and their prospect refused to continue. Tsar then made a convincing scratch to end the hunt. Winner, DBDK's champion Tsar, 4-time winner in 49 minutes. Show number 13. DWK and the Nation's Lunar vs BWK's Bride of Chucky. Females, set at 37.5 pounds. Referee, PWK. For this hunt, it was another clash between the powerhouses DWK and BWK, and they were bringing the best of their yards this round to get the job done. DWK was working with the crow-bred prospect while the BWK team was bringing out another one of the new blends. The last time these teams met, the DWK team outhunted BWK's Teddy with their John Wayne dog in an epic event. Many were tuned in to hear the outcome of this next meeting. At the scale, DWK and the Nation's Lunar, 37 pounds, 7 ounces. BWK's Bride of Chucky, 37 pounds, 9 ounces. The weight breach by BWK was overlooked and the hunt was on. From the release, both hunters met their hog in the middle with the Bride of Chucky going to the neck while Lunar was busy trying to get her hog out. The Bride of Chucky maintained her hold on the hog and dominated the hunt in this manner. Lunar eventually got her hog out, but this was not for long. The Bride of Chucky continued to hit up her boar in the front end and throat going for the finish. Lunar began to falter as she was having trouble subduing her hog while the Bride of Chucky was in full control of her catch. The DWK team requested a scratch to continue, which was granted, but Lunar was fading badly on the hunt and had no answer for her boar. The bride of Chucky continued to dominate her boar, trying to finish him in the throat. The DWK team eventually threw in the towel just before the half-an-hour mark, and Lunar refused to complete her courtesy. Winner, BWK's Bride of Chucky, one-time winner in 28 minutes. Show number 14. SCK and the Nation's Savage vs DRK's Prospect. Females, set at 33 pounds. Referee, HGK. For this hunt, both teams were bringing some prospects to the trail. At the scale, SCK and the Nation's Savage, 33 pounds, 1 ounce. DRK's Prospect, 33 pounds. The SCK breach was overlooked, and the hunt was on. From the release, both hunters met their hog in the middle and proceeded to swap holds even with their boar. A turn was eventually called on the DRK hound and acknowledged, but they continued to swap with their boar on the trail. DRK was hitting their boar in the throat on occasion, while Savage was shooting for her hound's back end. DRK began heating up and was hitting the mat more often, while Savage was all over her boar, showing good strength and ability. The DRK team eventually threw in the towel and was counted out on courtesy. Savage then ran a bolting scratch to complete her courtesy. Winner, SCK's Savage, one-time winner in 40 minutes. Warvention 23, World Cup Edition. GIS, RCK's Police, two-time winner. GIS. BIS, PPK's Bloodworm, one-time winner. BIS. BCD, DVDK's SLR, one-time winner. BCD. QPA, PPK's Bloodworm, one-time winner. BIS. QPA. Thanks to the hunting clubs for providing inspiration for these fictional accounts. Sincerest condolences went out to the friends, family, and the entire game dog fraternity on the loss of a great one, the evil promoter. From 1915 to this point, the game dog scene was never to be the same again in these parts, thanks to the vision and spirit of this great character. This was the first Warvention event held without the presence of the initiator. Gone, but will never be forgotten. People tell you the story, but numbers tell you what happened. Thank you for watching, and continue to tune into the Game Dog Caribbean channel. Until next time, the best place to begin is square one, and remember, good dogs are where you find them. Be sure to comment, like and share this video, and hit the bell icon to get notified whenever we post new content.